Welcome back, everybody. Welcome if you are new. Today I'm going to be doing the 1K Q&A, like question and answers, whatever you guys have asked me. Kind of a little late on this because we're almost at like 1200 now, but the World of Outlaws console game is like taking off and everything, and you guys are awesome for that. But a little bit of background for myself. Well, for one, the race you guys are seeing is from like 2019. It was a limited late model race I had at Eldora. It looks like I started third, and we'll see if we make it all the way to the end or not. I don't know how long I'll actually make this or anything, but did this just because there was no cautions in it, and it was one of my older replays I had. So hopefully you guys enjoy that. But first off, I started off like way back when I was young on like PS1, PS2, racing like the NASCAR console games. Did that all the way through high school basically. Never really got into computer stuff at all because I never had one. And then once I figured out about iRacing was when I started getting into it, but we'll get to that in one of the questions. But I did some league racing stuff on like NASCAR Heat and the like PS3 days of NASCAR, I'd say. And I still have a friend that just started getting into iRacing recently who still races on there, but he just started getting into iRacing, so that's pretty cool. And had some fun days back then on PS3, PS4 days, like people yelling at each other. That was the best times. But also, just about me, I'm 27 at the moment. Birthday's in March. I'll be 28 then. Favorite driver growing up was Jeff Gordon. I have a tattoo on the inside of my arm of that. And currently, the current guys now would be Larson. Since Gordon retired, it's been him, Reddick, Chastain, because he's local to me. I watched him and his brother race out in DeSoto Speedway, which I think is now called the Freedom Factory at this moment, because I think the YouTuber Cletus McFarlane bought the track and everything. But watch Chastain and his brother race there before they ever got into NASCAR, which is pretty cool to see where they're at now. And good luck to Chastain at the Phoenix like Final Four race this weekend. You guys might be seeing this way later, but he's in the Final Four for Phoenix, potentially going to win a championship this year, which would be crazy with Trackhouse. That would be absolutely crazy. But I also have two cats. I'll put them up on screen now, but I have two cats. One's crazy, one's kind of calm. If you watched my console World of Outlaws game, you've seen the darker color one. His name's Ash. The other one is Arlo. It's for Pokemon stuff because I like Pokemon a lot and we still play Pokemon Go and everything. So that's my cat's names. But the darker one, Ash, jumped up on my table next to me, smacked me in the back of the head, and unplugged my mic while I was trying to do a recording of my World of Outlaws game, which was really funny. So if you guys want to see that, I don't remember exactly which episode it was. I think it was when I was doing the late model stuff. So it was probably like, I don't know, 7 to 10-ish episodes in of the career mode, something like that. But other than that, I've just been into NASCAR my whole life. Started getting into some dirt racing later on when me and my family started going to East Bay. That's really only like 20 minutes away from me. And I've watched a lot of like sprint car races, street stock races, like mini sprints running there, and some late models. I think there was one night where they had like the big late models there, so that was a lot of fun to watch. So wish they had added that track into iRacing before it gets demolished and bought over by the like mining company that's over there by it. I don't know, but hopefully they do something with it before, or hopefully it doesn't get bought out and everything, because it's been in talks for years now. But let's get on to the questions here. First question by Nick. He said, congratulations, man. How about we celebrate with a host event, which I do plan on doing for the 1,000 subs, because I did that for the 500 and it was a lot of fun. I want to do it during like week 13 or something. So if I find a race that will be fun to do, I would like to run that. I also have a cat attacking my headphones now. Please stop it. I didn't put them up. I usually put them up when I do my races and stuff, but this isn't a race or anything. I'm just doing this, so left them out for now. And he said, when and how did you get into sim racing? Which was a funny question when I saw that, because I was going to get into that anyways. But like I was saying before, I always grew up playing the NASCAR games, and then in about 2014, I think end of 2014 is when I started hearing about iRacing. I never knew about NR 2003 or anything like that, but I heard about iRacing, started looking it up, wanted to get into it. Once I saved up enough money to get myself a computer, I got one in 2015 around my birthday of 2015. I don't even remember how old I was at that point, but that was like what, 7 years ago now, getting on 7.5, almost closer to 8 at this point. But that's when I started getting into sim racing. And at that time on iRacing, only oval and road was on here. So really all I did was grind out the oval stuff. Never really ran road. I still don't really now because that was never my thing. But dirt wasn't on there at the time. Dirt came years later, and I started really getting into that on iRacing because it's a lot of fun. But really in 2015 was when I started getting into sim racing. That was the first thing I ever really ran with an actual wheel and pedals, because like it was kind of needed for iRacing for the most part. Like you could play it with a controller, but it's not really as good. But never wanted to do it with the controller. But iRacing in 2015, first time I got into actual sim racing. Before that, it was just console games on NASCAR and everything like that. So 2015, been about 7.5 years, going closer to 8 now on being in sim racing. So it's been a lot of fun. Want to keep moving with that. Next question, Jake asks, do you ever listen to music when I race? I don't really ever practice, like, I don't ever listen to music when I practice either, just because, one, I record the races for you guys, and that'd be copyright and stuff, couldn't do that, but it would just distract me and take me out of the moment of being in the car and stuff. So no, I never really listen to music. I know some people do, but I've never really like been one to listen to music while I'm playing any sort of game, really, because it would just distract me from getting me out of the moment of like being in the race and everything. So third question, Vampire asks, I got one for you. What's your favorite racetrack and why? For real life, I've only ever been to like Daytona and East Bay, and there's one other dirt track. It was in Ocala. It was Bubba's Raceway, something like that. Bubba's track in Ocala. That was a dirt track I went out and watched before, but really I haven't really been to too many tracks. Daytona, because I live in Florida, it's like a 3-hour drive for me. I've been there a handful of times, and dirt track wise, it's mainly been East Bay and then one time in Ocala. So other than that, iRacing wise, it would be USA because of the dirt and oval. I really like the dynamic of the track, like on both surfaces, and USA on pavement was my first iRacing win. So it kind of holds like a sentimental thing to me in a way. It was in the SK Modifieds. I remember I started 8th, went all the way to 1st, kind of passing guys on the outside and stuff. And back then it was open setup, but I used the fixed setup and stuff. And I think it was when I was like 1600 I rating, something like that. It was way back then. And that was my first win. So that track kind of holds like a special thing to me. And then on the dirt side, I just really like it because it gets real racy once the track gets worn out through the middle. And I can kind of hold the bottom pretty well in the slower cars, even a little bit of the fast cars, but not as much. But the bottom and top get really fast, both of them do. And it's just a really fun racetrack to me. And that's probably my favorite one on iRacing here. Next question, what is your goal moving forward with your channel? So that's a good question. I want to start trying to do like some different things like I am with the World of Outlaws game that came out. Started recording the career mode and everything, and it's been taking off. So you guys have been loving that, which I really appreciate. And I always just wanted to do some racing stuff and just get people better at iRacing and understanding like if they're doing something different than I am, why I'm doing something and it's working for me rather than like on dirt mainly, because I feel like I'm a lot better on dirt. And damn, we're having a hell of a race up here for first at this point. What lap are we even on? This is the final lap, so this is the end of the race. I'll have to jump into another race to finish this out, I guess, or I'll replay some of the laps because I only have one more question after this. But that was an interesting race. Oh, and I'm almost getting dumped for the win, and we won it. Nice. Let's go. I'm gonna go back like 10 laps or something because that was a real tight battle there at the end. But gold moving forward with the channel. Let me get back to that. I want to keep doing iRacing. Never gonna stop doing that because they always keep adding stuff to that. I want to help people try to get better if possible, and just get quicker in general. Because I know there's been multiple people telling me in the comments that my videos have helped them, which makes me feel great because that's all I ever wanted to do is really try to get people quicker and make the competition, mainly on the dirt side, better. There's a ton of competition on the oval side, and people don't need help with that because that's already difficult enough. But the dirt side, there's not nearly as many people that run it, and they just don't know exactly what to do on dirt. Like my new friend that's getting on iRacing that I've known for like a decade from PlayStation, I'm trying to help him out with some dirt stuff, and I've helped him out a decent amount. And hopefully he'll get better and better the more races he does. So just want to help out guys and gals, anybody out there that wants to get quicker on iRacing and mainly just entertain you guys for the most part. And if there's any new games coming out that look interesting to me, like the World of Outlaws game did, I want to try to like record them, put them out, see if people like it or not, and just keep trying to grow the community mainly. And over on Discord, I have Discord, it'll be in the description below. If you guys want to join that, come out, talk, because there's a guy that's in there that talks about his World of Outlaws career that he does all the time. But I'm had a random call. I joined like Gavin's Discord, Gavin Robchan. I'm in his Discord a lot too. So if you find both of us on Discord and everything, so you want to hang out, talk, anything, feel free to. It'll be in the description. And for the last question, Ford Racing, this was actually a really good question. It's basically saying if you start a team, like you take over NASCAR Dynasty like Trackhouse, what would be your drivers? Like that's basically, because I asked him like, so we would start a team or just hire from the current people and everything. So I'm gonna go with like a 2-car team to start with. Obviously, first guy I would want is Larson, because 1, it's my favorite guy, and 2, he has immense talent. Like, he is absolutely crazy. He can run anywhere he wants. He can be fast, and he goes out and wins in basically everything he gets into. The sprint cars, late models, midgets, NASCAR. He's already been a champion in NASCAR as well, so he is very fast at anything he gets in. So he would be like more the veteran presence, because the second person I'd go with is Reddick, because I really like Reddick as well, because I feel like he has a ton of talent also, and I feel like him and Larson's careers in NASCAR are kind of similar. Reddick's won a couple championships in Xfinity, back-to-back seasons in different companies, different cars completely, and I feel like he is really good. He just needs to learn to finish out races. He's gotten very good at road racing, which has been great for him. And I think those 2 would be the first 2 to start out with. After that, you'd have to see the guys coming up through the series and everything, because Noah's got a ton of talent coming up, but I just don't like his driving style as much. He's really, really aggressive. I like people more like Josh Berry. I really like Josh Berry a lot, so he would be a cool one to like have on a team. I think he'll be pretty good next year in Xfinity. He'll be probably the main guy besides Allgaier. Allgaier's a little older. I think he'll be there the rest of his career for the most part, unless he gets a shot in NASCAR again. But Barry, he's already a little older, just getting his start in Xfinity and stuff, and he's doing pretty well. So those would be my like main guys I'd go for. But I think that's a very good question. But I'd like to know what you guys think in the description also, what you guys would pick for your team, like starting out a team and everything. So appreciate you guys for watching as always. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the race in the background. I rambled on a little bit longer than I was expecting to. The race kind of ended, and I replayed the last 10 laps because it was actually a pretty good race there. I haven't seen this race since 2019 because I saved the replays, never really looked back at them or anything. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video today. Appreciate you guys for watching as always, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.